Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timidapaham Om Jai Ganapati Deva Swami Jai Ganapati Deva
शरण शरण मुझे दीजे चरण शरण मुझे दीजे ओ सतगति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा गज आनन गज करना वक्रतुंड देवा
Gajananam
भूतगणादिसेवितं
Kapetajambu
फलचारुभक्षितम्
Umasutam Sho
कविनाशकारकम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पारपङ्कजम्
Sarvamangalamangalye
शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके
Sharanye
त्र्यम्बिके गौरी
Narayani
नमोऽस्तुते
Gurur Brahma
गुरुर्विष्णु
Gurur Devo
महेश्वरा
Gurur Sakshat
परं ब्रह्मा
Tasmai Shri
गुरुवे नमः
Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody.
ॐ नमः शिवाय
Om Namah Shivaya.
ॐ नमः शिवाय
Om Namah Shivaya.
ॐ नमः शिवाय
Prem Subhalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Everybody, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Cordial welcome if anybody came in after. And for all of you viewing, welcome to our satsang, our 10th night of discourse. On this night, we have to say a couple of prayers, a couple of mantras in preparation for offering tomorrow. Put your hands together, those of you who are with me, as we do a couple of verses from the Chandi part, the Saptashati part. There is a stotra called the Siddha Kunjika Stotra. You will know part of this prayer. This prayer is where Lord Shiva is teaching that if you wish to accomplish anything, if the person is planning tomorrow, you know, we have Visarjan coming up, we have to close off our yag, for example, you must worship the goddess. The goddess, this prayer is the key. You are identifying the Devi as the key to anything you wish to accomplish. This is what Kunjika Sutra is for. So, the first part, as he is teaching here, protect the person who is praying. Become the armor upon the body, the limbs, the soul, the mind. Do not let anything interfere with this person. They are preparing to conclude their vrat. When prayer is going to be closed off, when a person is about to do, you do the whole prayers. Test is come. You see, to the end of the prayers, just when you feel I get through. As you tell yourself, boy, I do it. And you start to pat yourself on the back and you say, right, one more night, where's a little bit of chana and aloo? Where's a little bit of pumpkin? In the last part of the preparation, that is where you do not, God knock on wood, you don't expect trouble, and trouble is coming. People get sick, people get damaged, so God forbid, some people fall down, some people cannot come tomorrow night, the weather is so inclement, people are robbed of the opportunity to do the prayer that allows them to get the benediction. They did the prayer in the first place. Depending on the person, some people get to Charhawe one night, some people 2 nights. Based on a person's karma, the opportunity presented itself for you to be here. Imagine there are people who get no chance, no temple, no opportunity, but for some who get more this year compared to last year, by God's grace you are here. But on the last night, when the benediction is going to be shared, when the basma from the fire is going to be shared, when all the blessings of walking around the final lap now to send off the murti, because If we don't get this point, why, if I have a normal Ganapati, stone, plaster, murti, permanent murti in the Mandir, why bother then to do what we said on the first day, Pavitra Pran Pratishta, or a temporary, short-term murti? When we listen to Ganesh Puran and it says that mother, you are praying, just to remind you what we did, the father of Mother Parvati tells her, you're having trouble in your marriage, make this murti, and the karma that you incurred in sati form, when we talk about the different body parts of mother fall into the earth, until today people go there to do different tirat, different vrat, burning body, etc. All the sin that you've had, karma, mother, is causing now, it is bearing fruit. Look how your marriage is. Look how your house is. You want to fix it. Bring a mud murti of this form, and whilst doing the prayer, touch the murti. Bow to the murti. Rest your head by the murti. Walk around the murti so as to let the murti pull off your body. For children to understand, let it absorb the sin, the bad, the sick, however you want to understand it. And when we submerge the murti, let it be a new start, a blessing then, a lessening of the load on our back. In order for it to work, we have to make it, we have to try and be present for when this thing is happening. And what is the trouble? Not some other force or outside force. As we will hear tonight in our discourse, I have a lot to talk to you about tonight. But sometimes we own karma. We own karma that's getting in the way. Tonight, before we go further with anything, where you are, I want you to just say a little prayer. We're talking to Durga Mata. The fourth verse. It says, Ma, if somebody is interfering with remember the first 2 nights we were talking about some devious discourses, Maranam, Mohanam, using prayer to harm, damn, what we call bad, cemetery work and obia. Somebody is doing that now, and somebody's trying to manipulate, somebody's trying to use Vashikaran to control my mind and to make me fall in my own life. I become my own enemy. Dear mother, break it. Anybody is doing any type of incantation to cause me to die, Urchanam, break it, ma. This is the purpose of this prayer. If my own karma is blocking me, break that as well. Put your hands together, understanding why Lord Shiva is teaching and chanting this prayer. When your Pandit come home and we have Durga part, this is where that word Durga part from Chandi part comes from. This is the types of prayer from the lips of Shiva that we chant in our homes to protect our homes, our life. Ma, tonight we start our yagya or pravachan. Tonight, this session with your prayer. Listen to the heart of all your devotees, those online, those who are not here, family members on the roadway, they're on the work, wherever. Bless them, God. Shrunu Devi Pravakshami Kunjika Stotra Uttamam Yena Mantra Prabhena Chandi Japaha Shubha Bhavet Na Kavacham Nargala Stotra Kilikam Na Rahasyakam Na Suktam Nyapi Dhyanam Nacha Nyaso Nacha Varchanam Kunjika Pat Matrena Durga Pat Palam Labhet. By your grace, give me the pal of doing, the fruit of doing this type of yag. Ati Guyang Taram Devi Devanyapi Dullabham Gopinayam Pratyena Swayam Novir Parvati Maranam Mohanam Vyasanam Stamba Uchan Tanamadikam Patmatrena Samsiddhya Kunjika Stotra Uttamam. 5th verse, last verse for tonight. Om Aim Hrim Kling Chamunde Vicha Om Glaum Hum Klim Jum Sa Jwale Jwale Jwal Jwal Prajwal Om Aim Hrim Kling Chamunde Vicha Jwal Hum Sam Lam Sham Fat Namaha. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. With your mind still in that frame, we do the protective prayer of Ganesh Baba, Uchista Ganapati. If we are learning about Ganesh, I brought some of my Ganesh for you to see tonight. Baba never say a black Ganesh. Different Ganapati, different trouble. In the sitting form, he says, I am the remover of obstacles. In the discourse, where he swallows the demon that is burning, he gets red. So your murti is pink. The demon, long story short, from the inside of the belly, wants to burn him, touches the belly and starts to cook him. He gets very red. And we are told, offer him to cool him down, offer him the dove grass. For the person who is undergoing abuse, financial abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, worship this Ganesh, Sindura Ganapati. That kind of trouble goes. Uchista Ganapati is used when you cannot find the sickness. You're bleeding, the blood count dropping. I cannot find it. The doctor is lost. The doctor is blind. Shani Dev is hitting the person. The bones are cracking and there's nothing to help. Obia is affecting the people. This Ganesh breaks that type of problem where you cannot see the trouble. I don't know what it is. When your child has ADHD, ADD, different types of mental ailment, the child is dyslexic, they're not reading properly, for those of you online. You go to Ganesh in this green form, and he takes away that type of trouble. This orange form, Kesariya Ganapati, some people will know about this form. When the planet Mars, there's a discourse where Mangal is formed. When Lord Shiva is crying and the first teardrop, what goes to form the Rudraks from Shiv Puran. When he cried, a teardrop hit the earth and a child born. That child is born red with the fervor of Lord Shiva. And he tells, the crying, the mother earth come and pick up the baby. Lord Shiva, look at child. He said, me I want no children. Sati Mata now dead, me I want no children. If I take that child, I go only remind me of she. So he disowns the child. Mangal is placed, the planet is placed next to Mother Earth because Mother Earth tells him, go and pray. You have trouble with your father, you have nobody will love you. There's a desolate planet. Go and pray to Ganesh. There's a whole discourse in Ganesh Puran where he goes and he prays to Ganapati and he gains the blessing. Till today, when people have different problems, Patra-wise, one of the 9 planets, is Mangal. He gets a high position because of Ganesh Baba blessing. And when Ganesh Baba appeared to him, he said, when people have marital, when people have, why it is bow, you see this part when you're bowing, think what's in it. If God sit down on my whole body, if I have a wrist problem, if I have carpal tunnel syndrome, follow me. Why when I bow in, I don't bow here, where the pain is. I just only bow here. Mangal does interfere. When a person have Mangal grad, it does interfere with this. This is where it is make your choices. Slight pepper, heavy pepper, too much acid. Get up, don't get up. This is the part that is give you that cognitive decision. This is give you that subconscious time to wake up. Some people have it, some people don't. A child who has ADHD is robbed by karma. They cannot understand the concept of time. For all the parents here, you watch a child who has that problem, for the teachers, and they are very sluggish in the morning. They cannot go. Me and you go drink a stimulant like coffee and we get up and we bright and we go in. They drink a cup of coffee and they want to go and sleep. God make them different. Everything is here. Those people worship Ganesh in this orange form to start to grow out of it, to come out of it. And this Kesariya is used when you see people doing vrat on a Tuesday to help with the Mangalik or what you call Mangal Dosh. This is what they use. Sometimes when people hear you have a problem, immediately they think, okay, it's a gra. But gra, the word gra only means planet. That's all it means. That planet, because of the magnetic pull, could have a negative impact. We know about that. Agreed. It could also have a positive. But there are bigger things called dosh. Dosh could also be why people make sure and offer for Pitra Paks. Pitra Paks come in. Pitra dosh. If a person happen to neglect or do shroud wrong, or neglect to do the prayer, and the old people who pass away suffering, it is bring harm and damn to them. To counteract that, the person has to do different type of shroud. In it, you would also hear when you have different trouble in your house, this five-headed form, we spoke about it, Panchmukh Ganesh, but also called Hidamba Ganapati. This is another form that people use. So in our discourse, we heard on the night when you are preparing to send him off, you do different Ganesh Puja. So just for us, just this year, I brought my Ganesh. I'm going to leave him here tonight. He'll acclimatize to the temple. And tomorrow night, as part of our procedure to close off, when Baba finished there, I will help do some prayers this side. So depending, follow me, depending on your trouble, nobody need to know your business. Do the prayers for all. God bless you. And simple prayer, chandan, perfume. But if you never get to do it, do it. Because the logic of tomorrow's ceremony, besides the reading, besides all those things, get the opportunity to touch, and let the negative karma leave you. It's time to see change in my life, God. That's the logic. So when we do the prayer, chant the stotra, chant the suktam, and give you a chance to walk around the murti and all these things, more and more opportunity for you to get to do better in life, to see betterment, etc. Tonight, working with this form, just put your hand together. We will do 2 verses, asking Ganesh Baba in this Uchista form. This prayer is asking that the hidden hand, the things that block us, the things that prevent us from achieving or acquiring betterment. I want to do better, but sometimes inside the person, the laziness, your own mind is work against you. Your own persona, your own chit could guide you to do wrong. And I reached to the end of the yug, and I could persevere and push, pick the flowers, pick the doob, make the effort, go, do it. And the mind says, next time for sure. Dear God, Ganesh Baba, if the demon is in me, break it. If the demon is something outside, blocking me from achieving goodness, move that. Hari Om. So you pray now. Say your prayers and ask God. Tomorrow is our Visarjan. It is our closing off. The Kalsa on the Bedi is going to be lifted. Saturday night, for example, Yag finished. Nobody's coming here. Dear Lord, as we get the chance, we're on the doorstep of this opportunity. Please don't let me fail. Don't let me become an impediment in my own life. Gita, Ganesh Gita says you, and Bhagavad Gita says the same. You are your own friend and you are your own enemy. Namami Devam Sakalartam Dhamtam Suvarna Varanam Bhuja Gopitam Pavitam Gajananam Bhaskar Ekadantam Lambodaram Varibhavasanam Cha Keyurinam Harikirtanam Shri Jhushtam Chaturbhujam Pasha Varanam Bhayami Shrini Cha Hastam Gananatam Trenitram Sakarasmara Treni Yugyam Yuktam Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om, everybody. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Tonight I was looking for something to read, and rather than at the end I'll do the Gita, Ganesh Gita. Tonight our Ganesh Gita is going to talk about karma. And how karma is, what's the logic of all this prayers? Let me read it first for you. Before we go into our discourse, I am Ganesh Puran, Krida Khan, the second book, Ganesh Gita, chapter 139, Slok 10. Ganesh Baba is teaching a king by the name of Varinya, asking questions just like Arjuna and Krishna. after creating all the different castes, all the different ashram, the different age groups, and how you're supposed to pray and how you are supposed to conduct yourself. Now, last night, for example, and this is how karma works, as a Pandit, you're at a disadvantage when you sit here. Because as a Pandit in Kali Yuga, you damn if you teach, and you damn if you do the shortcut. I use it myself. If you say, okay, you don't want to do everything, don't worry. Go ahead. Do what you want. You want to do the shortcut method? I won't tell nobody. Go ahead. That same Pandit one day will get trapped himself, and he will get a bad name for it. Then the Pandit who is rigid, teaching the correct thing, giving the correct information, here go the dying. Depending on the ashram that the person is living, believe me, there's this course that does not deal with plenty things when you're talking about brahmachari ashram. How children are supposed to be before marriage. How they are supposed to be when they're in mother and father house. But where the trouble comes in today's world is not in the brahmachari ashram alone. When they get married, parents today don't know how to respect a young married couple. Parents today don't know about giving them space. Train your children while you have them. For example, cook. Teach them how to cook, how to clean, how to be self-sufficient. So that when you let them go, let them learn the same lessons that you learn. In that section of the Grihas, it does talk about how to put your jandi in the northeast corner. But the Hindu doesn't know anything about Vastu Sastra. Why we just put the front door facing east? And if it so happen Baba buy a house and the front door facing south, how to fix it? And believe it or not, it have a discourse where Ganesh is placed over the door or on the door to fix that door. In the Vastu Sastra, how to build the house. But Hindus today, you can't teach them that. They're not ready for that, Baba. This is why you still see people putting their jandi. Well, there's a history behind it. Mahasabha in Trinidad in 1956 made a rule that for the Hindu to know where the Hindu brother and sister live, put the jandi to the front, which was a little mistake depending on where you build your house. The Vastu Sastra, the book for example, teaches that you put your god in the northeast corner. And we will come across that when we have to move our murti. In the northeast corner, Baba dig the first post hole, do the entire pratishtha of the metal in that corner, so that when we build this house, the four walls will be permeating with the Devta forever. But in that katha now, you hear Mahasava said, put the jandi to the front. So in today's world, when younger heads are saying, listen, I saw online, I spoke to my Baba, and the jandi is really supposed to be in the northeast corner. In some people's place, to be honest, it's to the back. But it have to stay in front. That's all I know. It is an example of how you end up in conflict. Doing what the old people say, doing what your dharma say. If we cannot learn and improve as a Pandit, I just always tell them, I knows nothing. I will come and read something for you this year, and then I will find or discover something next year and continue to grow and learn. But if the person's karma is rigid, that all I could learn is only the Ganesh Katha where, for example, Lord Shiva cut off his head. Why he cut off his head? I don't know. Think what I'm telling you. It have a discourse that explain how Lord Shiva end up in that trouble. If you are saying that Ganesh is repetitive and I'm only hearing the same katha over and over again, just consider where you're watching here and consider how much we don't know. When the person reach 50, where they see trouble? When the person reach 50 and time to enter into the third ashram, how is a man, how is a woman supposed to behave in Vanpras? At one example, at what point do you give your children space and tell them, listen, all you're in charge now, you know, all you have to take over. My focus is grandchildren. I, with all the experience I have, will teach that younger head how to offer a dar with so much love that you, the parent who busy making money to pay the mortgage, you can't, you will not have the time. So the person, depending on the age, is guided in certain discourse how to live, how to do it the right way, and at the age. But suppose I have never heard a discourse focusing on when I reach 50 and my body is playing with me. Let me use the example of the male. Hormonally, things are happening. There's a form of Ganesh Baba where he has two heads. And you see, when a man is overruled, you ever hear somebody say a hungry man is an angry man? The different, where the word he har come from? Sleepy man, oh God, he grumpy. You see, when the person has that twist in their character, if they don't get this tablet, if they don't eat enough, if they don't sleep enough, they act totally crazy. And as they eat, they calm down. When that behavior starts to go a little far, the person sits down to do a prayers with Ganesh. Same Ganesh, laddu, do grass. But the purpose of the prayers, just as I am showing you here, when you have different obstacles, dear Ganesh Baba, this is my father, I love him, but wow, he don't listen. He don't listen at all. You want example? Imagine mommy reached her age. That's still your mother, I agree. But mommy now forgetting. So husband gives she a nice gold ring. Only who in this position can understand what this point is saying, eh? Mommy has she ring, but she's so afraid. They become very paranoid. So they just want to take it and hide it. When they hide it and it lost from the memory, because wherever they hide it so good nobody can find it. You know, sometimes your teeth may ring. Until that happened to you, you wouldn't understand that. How? When they're putting on gas tank, when they're leaving your front door open, I never do that. I never tell you that. You are trying to put me in trouble. You're lying on me and I am your mother. Only then, that child who's struggling in their own life, work, home, their own children, homework, and have to deal with that troublesome, I say the word patient. Patient like that. Then they come looking, God, it have a God for that? Yes, it have a God for that. Same Ganesh who walk around, he mother and father. Same Ganesh who had tic-tac with he father. There is the answer. But he takes a form where he has two heads. That is used to help cool the effects of the dementia. The medicine starts to work. The person might use magnesium oil and calm down the person. And in collaboration with medicine, the Ganesh prayer starts to work. But if we only teach you peace, and you're not guided for all, if every time we come to satsang is only, and everybody ABC, and are treating everybody's life trouble like we're in primary school, then I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to children. When you are learning, understand that just as your life is evolving and the troubles are evolving, the same God, the same, in this example, in this year, Ganesh evolves with the trouble. That is why he is given this role, remove of all the obstacles. But when we don't have the knowledge, the person does not have the mindset to get up and to do anything. He says the person takes through the sacrifice, and that yagya that you are doing, the prayer, the sharing of the food, the different things, yields the person the desires that they are wishing and praying to have. That bedi, that murti becomes as if you are picking from a plum tree. You want a plum? Go by the tree and pick it. That tree, for example, becomes, that murti becomes the ability to give you the fruit you're looking for. You want help? Look the help. Worship it. Go by it. Touch it. Walk around it. Give it this leaf. Give it that flowers. And you will be able to get what you want. Slok 11. By pleasing the Devatas, Karma says, the Devatas will come and give you what is pleasing or enjoyable in your life. A person consumes food, or Rajan. But where does food come from? To use an example, based on the based on the environment. The food in Gita, the rain comes when your hawan go up, it condense, come down as rain, wet the ground, plant grow, you eat. Hinduism believes in photosynthesis. Hinduism believes in the energy of Suraj Narayan being embodied in that plant, and then when you eat it, the energy or the mar is flowing to you. So the person then is encouraged, go and feed the devatas, do hawan. Feed Om Shri Ganesh Ainama Swaha. Swaha Mata, carry it for the devata, so that he would allow growth and health to come. Dear King, a person who consumes food without offering or sharing to a person, to an animal, giving back to nature, that person is a karmic thief that is absorbing, taking out of this cycle. Give and take, but you only take it. And for that reason, when the person only takes, they will end up in a way where there will be nothing for them to take anymore. The karma runs out. So the person who understands how karma yoga works, today I will offer flowers. Dear God, I'm putting the hibiscus flowers, whichever color I have, Krishna Arpan, the sweet nectar in the flowers. This is how I give to get the different sweetness I want in my life. In this way, a person who follows this prescription is always going to gain the blessings. Verse 15, I am present in all yag. You could do which yag you want. Ganesh Baba have to be present in it. And for that reason, when the person is offering whatever, Krishna Arpan, Krishna Arpan, Krishna Arpan, this is how you get the good things and the goodness to walk behind you. Vindravan Bihari Lalati Jai. In order to understand one last time this karma and how Ganesh gives a person, tonight let us talk about Sheshna. I was looking for the katha. There is a little confusion when Ganesh Utsav finished. The answer to the question is really Saturday. In the Hindu calendar, it is Chaturdashi, or the 14th moon day. But this particular Chaturdashi is named after Anant or Sheshnag. Sheshnag, the snake you know that Lord Vishnu is lying on. The same Sheshnag that comes as Lakshman in Ramayana. The same Sheshnag that comes as Krishna's brother Balram in Bhagavad and in Mahabharata. That personality. So whilst I was reading, I found this discourse and I thought this was so beautiful. I am in Ganesh Puran again, Upasana Khan, chapter 90. Ganapati, how is time? Wow. Ganapati is talking to Kamdev. For the people who know the Shiv Puran discourse, when the bad guys want to come and overrun the place, the fella asks, I must be destroyed only by the son of Shiva. But by that time, Shiva is a widower. Sati Mata dies. There's no lady to bring children. And Kamdev is asked to go and shoot Mahadev so that you will inspire love, amorous love. In him, he will accept a wife. We have to get a child. In that discourse, Kamdev is a physical devata, like how with human features similar to Agni, Varun, Vayu, etc. When he went in front of Lord Shiva and he shoots the arrow, Lord Shiva from the third eye burn him. And in the first part of tonight's discourse, Rati, the wife of Kamdev, being separated from her husband, prays after. She is one of the people that emulates the prayer of a wife. She shows how a wife really, if you're doing it correct, how you're supposed to pray. In the husband's presence, in the husband's absence, a married couple, God guided. For some people, last night discourse about how to make children and all that seems inappropriate. Tell me which part of your life is off limits to God and I'll stay away from it. In our Dharma, this life, this Hindu life is guided by God in every way. There's a procedure when you're going to bathe, and you see it when you're getting married. You see it when the person has died. There's guidance in everything. Likewise, how the girl is supposed to pray. How many parents here tonight, other than the best song for the wedding, the best clothes for the wedding. We have the Utsav, how you call it? The Utsav website. When you want clothes from India, you go on that Utsav and you choose out your clothes and you're getting the best clothes and look very beautiful for the wedding. Just as a little poll here tonight, how many parents, they sit and teach a child, listen, there is something called Mangala Gauri Vrat. Sita Mata does it, Parvati Mata does it. As a woman, when you get married, you want to extend the lifespan of your marriage, do Mangala Gauri prayers. Mangala is Tuesday. It's a Tuesday prayer that girls do after wedding, so that they will extend their marriage and keep the marriage very calm, keep two people together. If somebody doesn't teach the young girl about that, will the girl wake up one morning, whoop, and know that it have a praise, it have a way, it have a prasad? If you ever see people make halwa with carrots, for example, to offer to Durga, that it have something I could do to prevent becoming a widow, to prevent separation in this marriage, to prevent cheating in this marriage. So if your karma dictate, parents here tonight, listen, tell me if I'm going wrong. If it is God is sending the teaching to you, is the teacher to blame when the information that could help society and your home is being presented to you? Then I want you to think to yourself, if a child in a class with a teacher did that, you'll say, that child has sense, you know. You're getting ample teaching that will help your soul, and you are throwing it away. In this life, it have all walks of life. I'll tell you that. Pandit will tell you the same. It have people who enjoy shortcut. It have people who will relish. Any day I can do anything. God make every day. Every day is good. Do it. When trouble comes, they have to blame somebody else. And then it have people who want to do the thing correct. It have people who have a standard in their life, how they cook in their kitchen. It have people who, if you see somebody pot, if you see somebody tarry, I don't know if you're going to eat in it. It have some people clean, and then it have some people who are very clean. In the same way, it have that with prayer. Ganesh Gita talks about it. Bhagavad Gita talks about it. There are people who do prayer, tamasic, and then it have people who do sattvic. It is left to you to choose your road. Not even me as Pandit. I am trying my best to do my best as a teacher. When God have to judge my soul, I have to say, well, God, I did the best I could do at the time. And that is why, like it or leave it, there are many people will hear all these discourse, and it'll go in here, and it'll come out right here. 2 Pandits told me that last night on my way home. What you teaching all these things for? Tell me what you would have said. Baba, why are you letting out all these secrets for? They're not ready for that. Give them the little katha with the doob grass, cut off his head, whatever he married. Give them the basic discourse. What would you say to that? I said, listen, I doing my part. Leave it to everybody to do their part. At least you were taught the truth. At least you were given the option. The option is yours. It is wrong of me to sit here and rob you of the chance to approach your God correct. God does say in different texts, his devotees 1 in a million. I accept all of that. But if the Pandit starts to pull shortcut, you would not know better. If the doctor do it, he negligent. The mechanic do it, he wrong. If the parent do it, he wrong. The Pandit do it, he wrong too. So everybody understand where I'm coming from. In this part, in our first part, Rati, the wife of the now burnt Kamdev, prayed and Ganesh appeared. This is just a passing story, not the main story. She prays not for herself, but my husband is not here. He's burnt, he's gone. Please bless him, that he must get back a form so that he could do good karma to help himself. Let him be close to God. Let him be known and let him be popular. Let his name be of value. Please. I'm only praying for him. Don't bless me with anything. Rati did not ask Ganesh Baba for anything. And with that selfless prayer, Ganesh Baba says, today, you are showing the signs of a lady, of a mother. And because of the purity of your prayer, because you're praying, imagine God appear in front of you. Me as a man, I go come with a checklist. God, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But be honest, as a mother here today, as a wife, knowing that relative or that person in trouble, that soul arrested yet. Nobody had get to do final rites. He did not get to an age where they could do certain prayers. You know an example of that? There are many people, there's a big debate about if I could do my own funeral. Consider this. But if the pundit never gets the opportunity to read it for you, how are you going to know the answer to that question? If you never get the information, yes, you could do it. How to do it? People have children, they don't have children. Some people have children, better they didn't have children. You know what I'm saying? I seek my interest my whole life, Pundit. I did prayers for my soul every day. I don't want to depend on another person to fast on my behalf. Could I sit down and do my own shroud? Yes, you could. Yes, you could. One day we'll go into it. Petra Paksh is coming. But the knowledge is there. But if we don't get into it, oh boy, we only sing in bhajan. When Ganesh Baba was very happy with the wife, he says, your husband will come back as a great son. And in the belly of Rukmani, Christian wife, Rukmani, there was a boy by the name of Pradyamuna. For the Bhagavad people here, you will know who I'm talking about. And Kamdev, the god of love, comes back as Pradyamuna. Lord Shiva had blessed Kamdev that whilst you are invisible, certain things you will sit on it. The sweet smelling flowers, sandalwood, perfume, different things that cause a reaction. If you're like me and you have to put on your YouTube a little rain or a little bird to calm you down, a little sound, why does that calm down the chirping or the tweaking of the cricket in the night? Kamdev allows your brain, sound energy is playing with you. He says that the person who uses you, the different aromatherapy, the different things, not only would you heal the person, but you could attract a person. He becomes what in today's world we call pheromones. Something that allows between male and female to be attracted to one another. Kamdev in that form was invisible. But of these two people, I don't know how you understand me in the case of a couple. In the case of two people, as they get older, I know he go what this pepper. I go in the market and I see the pepper. He go eat this. He go like this. She go love this. And it is as if you are reading this other soul, this other person. That explanation was Kamdev in this invisible form. Ganesh tell the wife, listen, he has a role in her. He does this. He is guiding the reproduction and the sensation between male and female so that a population is propagated. He encourages that. Animals depend on that season and he's triggering them. Time to reproduce. The flowers, the plants, it have a season. And that ritu or that season is Kamdev guiding the progress of this creation. She says, no, I don't want that. I want him to come in a form so that he could do good karma. Then he says, Pradyamana will born. And of all the fights and battles the son of Krishna happens, this Pradyamana is given the discourse from the lips of Krishna. Pradyamana has a high temper. And he says, Dad, I'm fed up with all them stupid pundit. In the kata, he did triple. He said it is one too much fasting and too much of this and too much regulation. And Krishna tells him, listen, when your guru talk, listen. Otherwise, the day you learn the value of those words or the blessings. Guru includes mother and father. Krishna teaches him how he burnt by not listening. So the discourse goes that Durvasa Rishi came to test Rukmani and Krishna if they would really listen when the Pandit talked. And I say in Pandit for children. Durvasa Rishi was a troublesome pundit. His Lord Shiva incarnate. And he pelted the Rukmini, bring food. When she bring the food, 3 o'clock in the morning, you want food. Bring the food. Me, I want the food again. Take the plate, pelt it. Real trouble. And Krishna is encouraging the wife, hold patience. You are being the host. Hold. Do not react. That is not the correct way. When somebody is by your house, you do your diligence. This is a test. This is a game. Hold. Do your duty. In the last day, he tells them we're going to do a hawan. Take gobar, mix together with water, and let that water ferment. Fermenty, they call it, till today. Bathe your body, head to toe, and then sit down. Rukmini did it, Krishna does it. But when the prayer is finished, Durvasa says, this is the end of your test. I came to see if you would be true to your word, if you would listen. And I bless you, see wherever that gobar pass, your body will become like adamantium steel. No weapon would touch it. Good. When he finished saying the word, Krishna take off his shoes. And the sandals with the higher, you know what I'm talking about, the back of the heel with that kind of high clip, it covered the ankle. So the gobar didn't cover his ankle. And Durvasa says, what did you do? Look, this portion of your body, your ankle, is visible. It is not covered by the gobar. Oh Krishna, if somebody learns of this and they shoot you in your foot will become vulnerable, or your weakness. This is why Krishna is the charioteer of Arjuna. No weapon could hit him. Nothing couldn't damage him. When he come off the chariot, as per that parva in Mahabharata, he says, Arjuna, come off, Hanuman Baba, the flag on top, come off, the whole chariot burned down. All the weapon, all the shots were shown. But when Krishna has to die, he says, Pradyamuna, the day I have to go, the person will have to shoot me in my foot. When Bali, for the Ramayana group, when Bali from Ramayana, where Sri Ram hid in the bush and shoot Bali, brother of Sugriv, Bali comes back in Krishna avatar as Jara, the hunter, to shoot Krishna, Vishnu. And he shoots him in the ankle. And when the different charioteer come to say, Krishna, let me pull out the arrow, he said, no, wait, leave that. It have a reason for that. Pradyamuna, like this blessing of Ganesh, gains that Vardhan, to hear that. For that reason, when Pradyamuna leaves the world, he goes back to heaven and he gains Ratidev. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Vyas Muni now, the author of Ganesh Puran, he says, Brahma, tell me of the conversation. I have heard how Ganesh Baba helped Kamdev. I have heard how Ganesh Baba, Suparnaka, the sister of Ravan, when they cut she nose, that sister comes back in Bhavishya Puran, linked in Bhavishya Puran. That is what Kali Yuga will have. That's a funny book. One day we'll do it. It tells you about Christianity and Muslim in that text, that when it comes, how it will come. It explains why people cover their face. It started with this Suparnaka. When they cut she nose and it looked like a deformity, she was the first person to hide her face. It is a wonderful discourse. I promise I will read it for you one day. But today, he says, please tell me how I have heard a discourse where Sheshnag, Anant, becomes immortalized. He becomes powerful because of the blessings of Gajanan. Previously, we spoke about Lord Shiva. I'm sorry I didn't bring the Murti to show you. Tomorrow night I'll bring it. Where Lord Shiva has 5 heads. On one of the head, of the 5, the one on the extreme right, he doesn't wear the snake on the neck. He wears the snake flat on the jata. That is the first place Sheshnag was located. In that form, Sheshnag has 1 head, a normal snake. Vyas Muni says, how is it Sheshnag end up with all this 1,000 head? How is it he is said to be the person holding up the earth? He is, in Hinduism, we call him Sheshnag. In English, we call it gravity. We call it the force that allows suspension, lack of, or the gravity to pull. What causes the planet not to perpetually drop? There's an invisible force. And that force is linked with Shiva. Shiva in science today is referred as the destruction or the world. When he's spinning in the Narad form and the Tandav Stotra is going, that form is the black hole that destroys time, light, and all features that make this universe. This is why if you go in CERN in Europe, in the yard where they do molecular research of all the God that exists, all the different religion that exists, Mahadev Baba dancing in that Nataraj form is the main statue in the middle of that European place. Check it out online, children. You will see what I'm saying. CERN, where they do subatomic particle research. Vyas Muni says, tell me how from a one snake head could this, he says, freak, this difference, this strange, this oddity in nature. There's no other snake with all this amount of head. How did this happen? He says it began when Parvati Mata was doing prayers for Shiva. She does the prayer for his foot, and she puts jasmine flowers, ashoka flowers, what we call parijat flowers, all of these flowers that have the sweet scent related to the family of jasmine flowers. She would go and pick it and put it on his foot, and from his foot she would anoint or dress her hair with it, so as to say the blessings of the Padma of Lord Shiva is upon her body, blessing her and protecting her. Upon the head of Shiva is Sheshnag. But in his head, in the mind of Sheshnag at this one time, Sheshnag became full of arrogance. He says, look at how highly placed I am. Look at my position, man. I am not around like Vasuki around the neck of Shiva. I am on his head. I am so highly placed. This happens to many characters in our discourse, Narad Muni being a favorite. They get into their mind that they know enough. They have enough. I have attained the heights. First thing, knowledge. I know more. You ever see a little child tell you them know it all? You ever see a husband show you he know it? You ever see a tanti pundit? You famous for this. You ever went to do a wedding and tanti know more prayers than you, or every step in the wedding more than you? Be honest. You mustn't keep it from them, you know, they know. Eh? The mantras too. Now, no doubt that there's some tanti who know, so I put in a little precede here. In this person's case, we could understand because we do it at times. He says, look how good I come. Look how I did. Brahma says, this is one of the traits. This arrogance, this ahankar, false pride, is one of the traits of this thing called Kali Yuga, where the person becomes their own enemy. And this is why I wanted to read this tonight. When I saw this, I fall in love. The person becomes their own enemy, where they think they are the best and they cannot see where there is better. Some people see the goal and they know, okay, kick the ball, you still have some ways to go, score the goal. But suppose now the person doesn't have the vision. When we were talking about Chamar, the person doesn't have the vision. Yeah, reach yet, boy. Keep pushing. You still have some ways to go. Suppose the drummer, suppose the pundit, the cook, the parent, the student, get it in the head. I reach. I win the race. I reach. There's no more room to improve, you know. Says in Kali Yuga, devotees will become like that. I know enough. I've done enough. I have enough. I am enough. Imagine one day I went to do prayer abroad and a person who is very wealthy says, Pandit, where I doing prayers for? I have enough money, you know. What I don't have. And in that personal limitation, what you have, you could lose. Some people see that. Some people understand the fragility of life. Some people don't. In this way now, Sheshnag started to get very heavy on the head of Lord Shiva. The first person that picked up on this change in his temperament, with this sattvic mode, like a dark shadow, Oh, Vyas, it was like if a darkness, just as how you could have the brilliant sun or moonlight outside, but a dark, black cloud could come and block the light, making the whole place look as if there's no sun. In the same way, that cloud could come and block the person's vision, seeing truth and then not seeing the truth, acting wrong and not seeing the mistakes they are making. In the same way, this heaviness came upon him, and Mahadev sensed that on his forehead, this weight of arrogance was now affecting him. The ashes from the cremated bodies that Bhutnath has on his forehead here, where the hair meets the skin, the weight of the snake, the body is starting to ebb off the ashes. The moon started to slip from his hair. And one of the moments where Mahadev shakes open the jata, in the Rastafarian movement, they emulate this moment. When they are going to remember, Rasta comes from Shiva. You must not judge. The first Rasta is Mahadev. Jang, care that is not tame. The person, why do you have Rasta here? I am not vain. I am not combing. I am not like Pandit combing and cutting and making sure the edge and that. I don't care about this. So if it grow, it grow. Truthfully, how we look at Lord Shiva, where he's clean shaven, is not the truth. If a person doesn't care about this, trust me, for every man here who fed up shave like me, this would grow long and don't care, and it would not have any dye in the hair. It does not have that. So Mahadev with a long beard, and the hair becomes knotted. In the Rastafarian movement, when they practice vegetarian, it's only in Trinidad the Rasta went different in 1976. If you hear that story, it's funny. They are followers, they are Hindus. Rastas are truthfully Hindus. They are followers of a vegetarian diet. In 76, Bob Marley has a concert in Trinidad. And he went and he says, I am a Rasta and I'm eating KFC. And after that, well, if he could do it, we could do it. And that is where that changed in Trinidad. But if you go Jamaica and other countries, don't be surprised. They bow to Shiva the same way me and you bow. They know him by different names. For the middle-aged people my age, remember, this entire race of people, the singer who you grow up in, all the Maxi, remember in our time Maxi couldn't play hard music? Maxi Priest, remember there was a singer, Maxi Priest. His father was a pundit, you know. His proper name is something Maharaj. And they believe in Lord Shiva lifestyle. Maybe not the parsad or the language, but because they were disconnected from India, they maintained a lifestyle of the marijuana, drinking the bang, living free, living on the earth, not eating processed food, etc., etc. Living healthy, staying simple. That is where the Rasta movement came. It is when other forces started to mix and mingle, it corrupted in different ways. But please remember that. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Vamadev, Vashish, Jamad Agni, Atri Muni, all of them were present, and when he freed the locks to shake the weight off his head, the universe started to react. All of them now, the people who had the ability to move from one place to another place very quick, reach. Mahadev, why are you causing this ruction? Imagine an earthquake, but the earthquake is not limited to the planet. The earthquake is the entire universe now, the forces that exist. Hinduism believe, if Pandit had to sit down and read your Patra, watch how Hinduism is. When it's full moon and the moon looks a little bigger in the sky, the moon comes increment closer to the earth. Because of that closer, in science, we believe the magnetic, like how you have two magnets, the magnets pull the water. So the beach become how? Rough. When the moon dark night and it pull back a little bit, the same water in the sea is be very calm. Till today, people who are epileptic, who get fits, etc., when it's full moon time, they are more prone to attack. The child who is epileptic, the doctor says, do not go on the phone. When the phone getting hot and the magnet is interfering with their brain, they will start to bite up their tongue without any warning. So what is Patra? Patra is you stand up in the middle. We just talk about the magnetic effect of the moon. Full moon, new moon. Full moon time, the husband biting tuck. New moon time, husband normally calm, cool now. Watch how cool he is. And you hear somebody say you're moving like the moon. As the moon phase changing, it coming closer, full moon coming, he going and act mad. Watch it. He going, I hit you today, understand it? I hit you today, you laugh. I hit you the same last tomorrow, you want to kill me. You're moving like the moon. So as the moon phase changing, you are changing. Then what the patra is, moon, Mars, Jupiter, etc. All the planets are pulling on you. Forget, don't pull the seatbelt, get angry, hit the girl, cheat mommy, thief in the job. The decision, something is playing with you. Because why? The water in the sea, in your body, fluid, blood, urine, tears, etc. So the moon interferes with the person. All of the monies came. Mahadev locks is now open. And he takes that snake with his two hands with full force. And he starts to hit Sheshnag on the ground, bashing the head. And from one head, it started, like my fingers here, from one head, it started to split. He says, you shouldn't have one head with all this arrogance that you have. Have many heads. Have more than one, you sinful, decrepit animal. You have been placed on my head. I put you there. And look at what you are capable of. You are so great. You are eminent, and now look at how you will fall from grace. Sheshnag is beaten by that same Lord, that same person. This is why in many murtis and pityas, you will not see that pitya where he has this serpent on top of his head. But if you watch how they tie the jata, imagine the snake coiled around it and the head rested plumb where Ganga Mata later would flow. He says, this is where I used to hold the planet Earth on top of his head. I rested my head on the jata, and the earth came down on my one head. But now look at me, tattered. It says, Shlok 35, for a short period, for 1 hour and a half, my Jeev lost, it left the body. Sheshnag died. And when the life came back, when he recuperated and he gets back himself, now from one head, Sheshnag became Ananta, many-headed, 1,000-headed, by the force of Lord Shiva. Barely alive, Sheshnag, humbled by the power and the fear, ferocity of Lord Shiva, he crawled away, hiding in a corner, like a wingless bird, a bird that cannot fly, sheltering and sheltering, hiding for safety. And he thinks to himself, who will save me? Who could help me now? Look where I was and look how I fall because of how I just think, how I just talk, the things I do. Who could help this beggar? And in the moment, Narad Muni came. And just as if a person found a dollar or a piece of gold and you get happy when you see it, he sees Narad as the answer to his problem. He says, oh Narad, what bring you here? What allow you to come in this place? Narad Muni says, I am passing from one tira to another, but what is going on with you? Why all your eyes are leaking blood? All your mouth is leaking blood. Why are you breathing so heavy? You sat on the head of Shankar Bhagwan. How are you in such a distress? And Sheshnag tells him, because of my thinking, I was the pinnacle. If he is Ishwar, if Vishnu in Bhagavad says his first form that God takes is time, Shiva becomes the destroyer, the person who is allowing the energy that make time, make the season, guide the snow, guide the fall, guide the bird when to hibernate, guide everything. Time tells you what to do, when to do. Time tells the child when time to get sleepy, when time to get up. That is Lord Vishnu first form. Lord Shiva in this discourse and in Shivpuran, he says, I will cycle time. I will take time and mash it up. This is how he becomes the black hole in space, where time is recycled in the universal form, the energy. He says, I thought I was on his head. I thought I was his worker. There was no better, no higher than me. I held up the earth. For this reason, when my body, just as my mind became full of all these tamasic thoughts, Lord Shiva could not hold the arrogance in me, and he throws me away. Now look at my form. Now I am deformed. Look at all my heads. Look at me today. Because of all these heads, because of so much arrogance, one head wasn't enough. He gave me different heads to full in micro amounts of all the arrogance. How does a person like me get to retain such a position? How is that possible? He says, oh Shesh, this is a leela. This is a lesson. People will go through this type of lesson to learn, to better themselves. You will hold that planet. Mark my words. Slok 5, chapter 91. You will hold that planet just as the devatas hold flowers around their neck. You will become something of merit. You will be something that will be valued time and time and time again. Sheshnag says it has to be some past good I did, that today somebody like you, somebody who is so willing to teach me, a fallen person, the person who has all the arrogance, the person who has all the thoughts, I know it all, I know everything, you can't teach me nothing. A person who is burned and tattered, beaten in this life, you still think it necessary to take a chance, oh teacher, and teach me. Narad Muni says, yes, in your previous birth, because you had chanted the 6-syllable mantra. Now, I've been saying it, but I didn't tell you the mantra. 6-syllable, 8-syllable, 16-syllable, 35-syllable. Tomorrow night when we start to chant and do Havan for all of them, we will put aside the time to do those various mantras. Tomorrow night you will hear about the Kavach of Ganesh that Pandits wish to do. They want to do so that they could have it on their body when they're going in different places so that negative doesn't follow them. The group is doing the drama inside the drum, in the shell of the drum. They put a yantra so that in case somebody come and touch the drum, it must not damage them. Tomorrow is a night for that. The person who is afraid of thief, they come tomorrow night and they do that type of prayer where the Anant Chaturdashi is coming in. Trust me when I tell you. Listen to this, stupid bandit. It have a time for prayer. It have a time, a good time to do certain things. And by simple offering, what we talk about so far, dove grass and shami leaf, right? And how you call it? How the flowers? Hibiscus flowers. That is all. Nothing else. I didn't tell you about bundi laddu and the different modak and all the fancy parsad. We didn't go down that road. It have more to learn. You chanted that 6-syllable mantra for Ganesh, and today you are reaping the reward. Prem Sabolo Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. He teaches, he reminds Anant, Sheshnag. He says, take your 1,000 head and sit down and say that Ganesh mantra. He says, do not think about your past. Your past is horrible. You got beat from the Lord. The Lord, follow what I'm telling you, the Lord lay again licks. In life, Lord, the God, allow you to get beat. You, the person trying to do something, you get licks, you get pushed back. Now it's time for that licks to stop. It begins with what you do next. It begins with how you pray. Not only come to pray, how you pray. I could sit down and pray, see Nicholas, damage he God. Or I could say the same prayers, God, I going okay, thanks. Nicholas have a little trouble, help him. Same prayer, same flag, same parsad. I am the difference. That's the difference between Tamasic and Sattvic. How you pray. He says, Sheshnag, you know about Tamasic prayer. You know how you was thinking. You know what you were doing. Don't do it again. This time, sit down and say the prayer. But say it positive. And see, praise the God in all his forms. Praise the God in all his ways. Praise the God for all his work even. Remember all who he helped. In this yagya, we focus on Radha praying to him, Shiva praying to him, Parvati praying to him, many examples. Ganesh Baba, after 1,000 years, appears to Krishna. And when Gajanan appeared to him, he says, first, I will take you on my body. Shiva will not put you on his head anymore. But if you ever heard the discourse where he's tying a snake around his belly, of all the things in this world, why a snake? He says, Sheshnag, I will hold you around my waist in the one-headed form. But you will be the support. If not, you are on the crown of Ishwar. You will be the support of Vishnu. You will be the support of the earth. And very easily, you will lift up the burden of this creation. Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Brahma says, from all those eyes, tears started to trickle. Ganesh is the one who says, when it is time, when Vishnu is coming on the earth to enact his Leela, you will be so grace that you will be at his side. For this reason, when Sri Ram comes as Vishnu avatar as Ram, Sheshnag, of all the serpent it have, not Vasuki who is around the neck of Lord Shiva. Second night, third night, I did the discourse telling you how that snake tightened to hold the poison here. That snake didn't get to come in any way to help Mahavishnu. None. Taksha, who bites Parikshit, grandson of Arjun in Bhagavad. Not him. Kalia, who Krishna is dancing on the teeth when his foot get red. Not that snake. But Sheshnag becomes Lakshman, the brother. When all the trouble with Sita Mata, when there's 2 times Lakshman and Ram follow. When Ram says, go and make the fire for she to cross, for the Pavitra fire to be made. That's where the switch happened. When she's leaving Lanka. Lakshman did not want to do that. Then the second time, when the 6th spy, for your Ramayana people, when the 6th spy says, they are saying there's a washerman in the village and he's saying, he is not like Ram to take back a lady who lived in another man's house. And the pronouncement happens that Sita will go to the ashram of Valmiki. So far, no problem. But Bharat, Satrahan, he didn't call them. He says, Lakshman, escort the Janani, the mother of the universe, put her out and put her in that place. Part of the tears that Lakshman cries for those 2 events is what is coming from this time when he acts with the arrogance. This is why Lakshman is so high-tempered. Why he is ready to cut Suparnaka nose. He is ready to tell Lakshman there's a katha where he tells in Adhyatma Ramayana, he hits the hand of Ram. When Shabri come with the fruit in Chepa Katha, and you hear how she bite the fruit first, Lakshman was the one who scorned Shabri. Don't eat that. And Ram still picks up another one and eats it according to that chepak, meaning it is not the authentic. It has embellishment in it. Lakshman in the end when Durvasa Rishi come to meet Ram, it is only when Lakshman dies does Ram get ready now. It's time to make ready. Time to go. That blessing that Lakshman or Sheshnag has to pull Lord Vishnu comes from this grace that Ganesh gives him. When the Katha now for Dwaraka to go into the earth, Krishna Leela finished in Bhagavad. Balram goes to the water and he tells Krishna, I came back as big brother. He says, in our previous janam, when I was small brother, you make me light that fire for Sita, you make me carry in that ashram, and I had to see the tears of that goddess crying in that ashram. And in this one, this is why I came big brother and you will be small brother. Now I return. Again, the temperament of Balaram was different. At times very calm. And in the discourse in that 10th canto of Bhagavad, when he gets vexed with this person and that person, when he gets vexed with Krishna, he wanted to beat Krishna because he allowed the Kurukshetra war to play. He got angry with the Yamuna river and he lifted the whole river and changed the course of the mother. Balaram always has this temper And that temper is because he's Sheshnag, the 1,000-headed snakes that is spitting the flames, that Vishnu, that helps Vishnu. Standing on the water, Balaram tells him, no. Now, by that time, remember our discourse with Radha, Nand and Yashoda, all of them done gone back to Golok. Radha is in heaven. Krishna didn't want to go nowhere. But you see, when Sheshnag leaves, time to go. That is the part where Krishna now goes to die under the peepal tree, where based on the Pradyamuna part where he gets shot in the ankle, that whole part has to happen after Sheshnag leaves. Principle of Indravan Bihadilal Aki Jai. Sheshnag says, when he's praying to Ganesh, make me always to have the bhakti. Always put me in a place where I could be a servant, a sevak. Put me in a place where I will be eminent and I will always be a help to the Lord. And this is how he gets that position. That you will always hold the earth and then you will always be used in the Leela to help Mahavishnu in his work. Principle of Sri Vishnu Bhagwan Ki. For this reason, I now go to Narad Puran, the last part of our discourse tonight. Narad Puran is where Narad Muni is telling what is to be done on the Ganesh Chaut, on the Ashtami, on the Saptami, where those rules come from. What day is the Diwali? What day is Navratam starting, based on the Tithi? On the Anant Chaturdashi day, on this day in Bhadrapada this month, the devotee prepares themselves by fasting, preparation of Naivedya or different sweets. And on that day, this where the person is going to change the Raksha Sutra on their hand as they are preparing to do different type of Havan. This Raksha Sutra on the Saturday, meaning the Friday night into Saturday morning prayer in our case, the Shlok 25, chapter, oh God, bear with me, I have some pundits following me, and everybody just asks me, chapter 123, Narad Puran, Shlok 25. The lady is supposed to wear the sutra based on what we talk about, red and yellow, the blessing. Whether the material is cotton or silk, that's fine. It is supposed to have 14 different knots. If you ever see the Pandit tying different knots, to make that Raksha Sutra, it is a lengthy period. Every night when they are doing yag, just like how the Pandit does his prayer for his Janu, there is a procedure to make that sutra. The difference with what we do, it has less prayer because people want to eat and drink and go in funeral with it. So they don't put the amount of prayer on it. But when a person, for example, goes to the senior age to wear beak, or the person is a young individual and they go from brahmachari to sannyasi, watch their hand, the way how the raksha is, you will see like a ball, 14 knots with the prayers that is chanted to tie each one. That could be done on the Anant Chaturdashi. For the typical person that wants the blessing, like last night where we talk about from Raj Bali, the lady is supposed to wear it on her left hand, the male is supposed to wear it on the right hand. Different food stuff with flour is shared after this prayer. Gifts are given. In this vrat, the person would worship Ganesh, the mothers, the different planets are offered, the different things that hold up the celestial or the planets. In this case, we're talking about Anant. This is why Sheshnag, this day is for him. And the person who worships on that altar, on that Bedi, and offer for this, different type of stability comes to their home. For the person that does not have a home and they are perpetually homeless or renting and it seems as if they cannot come out, or in their home there is never peace, when this prayer is being done, the person goes and they worship with simple ingredients such as things like sandalwood. I'll bring my sandalwood stick and everybody will touch the flowers and offer it to Ganesh and they will get to use it, just like how I brought some of these things for you. Tomorrow is a day, Friday night into Saturday morning, throughout the night, people will make offerings or charhawe. If you could make the different prasad, good. If not, A suitable offering for tomorrow night, worship is ripe planting. You will see planting being used in certain prayer. One example, you will see when certain shroud is being done, they will boil the rice, they will boil plantain, mix it together, rice, normal sweet rice, whole rice, and the plantain to make the pinda. For certain shroud, for example, when people commit suicide, that is how the pinda is used. By offering the content or the health content of that plantain, a person will get different type of blessing. Tomorrow night I'll read that for you as well. Prem Sabolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan Ki Jai. Whilst yes, and let me address it, whilst yes, Pitra Paksh starts with the first night of the fortnight, which is Monday. Full moon is Sunday. Full moon starts from when you finish the Chaturdashi. Chaturdashi, I cannot remember what time it is ending, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. I can't remember. But Chaturdashi is the end of this vrat. For 10 days, we worship Ganesh. We allow this mud murti based on the advice that Parvati Mata follows in this form where Riddhi and Siddhi, Riddhi and Buddhi, according to Ganesh Puran, is there to help keep him cool. There are many murtis, there are many forms, there are different postures. There are murtis where he has the beard, where he has the snake, where he looks very nice. And with, with how you call it, with technology now, people are making a lot of very attractive, meaningful, beautiful, taken from different discourse, murtis, just like how these are shaped out of plastic. But the one for the mud is really this form. This form with the pink hue and not these colors. This form where Riddhi and Siddhi is on the two sides. Tomorrow night part of our prayer is to ask them, Ma, thank you for allowing him to be stable here. They were given to him for a reason. And that reason is why we call them to stand there and secure him. People touch and they load this murti with all their bad karma. And those two and the mushak is there to help stabilize, like a guard, like a helper. Keep him here and let him help people in this form. Of all the forms you will see, this is the form that is regulated to Parvati Mata. You have to worship Riddhi and Siddhi to get full benefit, mother, when she was praying in that discourse. When now we are finished doing the prayer and we are going to be worshiping in the night, when we are doing the Visarjan or letting it go, and I'll explain all of this tomorrow night, when time to do the Visarjan, and you will see how we will move the murti, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the energy or the pratishta comes out of the murti, then there is nothing else to worship. And the mantra is saying, just as how you gone and you come is time, you have been showing in our discourse, in our yag, that all devatas to do their job is calling on you in this form. But in all katha, the energy is one. It's just depending on the role he is taking, he takes a different form. For the young Hindu, it may be confusing, but the idea that God is one, his roles are many, is what it is trying to say. The person uses this time in this form to get help and healing. You do it. When the person goes Sunday morning, Surya Narayana Swami Dar, the posture, keep your arms straight. They hold the lota and they offer in it, Surya Narayana, raising in the east, penetrate my body and heal my eyes. I have cataract. Help me there in that form. But the energy that is making the sun and the moon is the same. It's just they look different, so we call them sun and moon. It's the same thing that is regarded. Saraswati, mother, you in charge of the child memory. Lakshmi, you in charge of my pocket. In different ways, depending on the action that is being carried out. The God is just given a name, imagine, for children to understand. But you and I, don't be the one to say, Ganesh going some way, and we crying. That murti has to be destroyed for you and I, who put and touch and beg. God, I'm feeling sick, and I want you to take away my sickness. I want it to go. So I'm touching you. You want that to go. You want it to leave. So this is why when people are singing and celebrating and they're clapping, they understand that Ganesh is taking trouble to go. And when he is submerged, return to the element. You do it in your house, When you put the bamboo, what is make the bamboo powerful? Jai, the five tika, the five element. Ganesh, Durga, Shiva, Vishnu, Surya. Stand up here. The bamboo could be in our country, when I say the staff could be bamboo. In other places, bamboo doesn't exist. They use plastic, they use metal, they use different things to hold the flag. But what makes it alive is the installation of the five elements. When the bamboo get old, Baba, what to do? You say shanti prayers with water, taking out the five, so that the same bamboo could be destroyed. It could be mashed up, burned, buried, etc. There is a way to do it. Tomorrow night when you come, we have a lot of puja to do. For who is interested, you are welcome. You could talk to Nick and them, Auntie Shirley and them, and plant. Simple thing, flowers and leaves and so on. If you have fruits, get your planting. I'm going to try to get some. If you want to cook, if you could know how to make the modak, if you know how to make bundi laddu, if you know how to make besan or the different type, make it. Who you're making it for is your effort that is going to yield. Where we hear about karma, how I give is so I get. How I give is so I get. Things that have many seeds, cucumber, papaw, watermelon, tomatoes, which is a fruit, could be used in prayer. And if you use it, because of the content of the fruit, it has a lot of value. I hope tonight's discourse will help you understand something about Sheshnag. It will put you in a place to understand some of the things that we see, why is it happening, and the value and the role of Ganesh Baba. Prem se bolo Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. The question that somebody asked, Baba, here you see that when we're doing the Visarjan, the correct thing is to go in what we, for older people, sweet water, for children, river, rather than salt water. The first part of that, the question is why. The first part is when they are going from Mati Kurna, you are supposed to go, yes, where the river is, get the mud, not sisan, mud, in this case to make the murti. But for the ladies here, you are also supposed to bring back some water from that place to put inside that middle kalsa where the devatas are going to sit for the duration of the yagna. You see it when you go wedding. They just bring back a little lota, maybe a bottle from whatever tap, or if they get by the river, and they will come back. If it is, you happen to go in such a beach, and you happen to get a little mud by a beach. If you get that, that's one, you would not use seawater in the Khalsa. No prayer in Hinduism. It's just not done. There is a discourse, I did touch on it, with Indra saying that the seawater is cursed. It is not appropriate to do certain prayers with that salt water. This is why when the Pandit was saying his prayer, and you'll hear him say, Ganga, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, he's involving and calling only rivers. All the different rivers come and sanctify this place. And not once do they call the sea. Varun is involved, but not in the salt water format. He is honored by a flower inside the kalash, but not in the water itself. To start your wedding, this is how they just do it, with the mud that come with the girl on she head for children to understand. And when the wedding finished, when the ladies in Trinidad going to release the kangan, they go back by the riverbank and they empty the yellow thing. Here is the kangan. They empty it out. Men would know how it is do, and it is buried back in the mud. The little dirt that is go by the kohobar in the little container, or under the kalsa, that mud is returned. Mother, the children married, we get through, thank you, I return you. And in those cases, the whole puja samagri, all the stuff that was on the bedi, including the water in the kalsa, is released back into the river. From where you come, I send you back. If it is that we don't know where the dirt come from, let's say a person imports a murti, which is a part of the problem. For people who are accustomed doing Ganesh Utsav, you will see, like in Valencia River, different places, it have certain prayers, not only Ganesh Utsav, but like Satnarayan Swami prayer, when people are doing Kartik Nahan prayer, it is only to be done by river. River has, what is one of the blessings? It has the grace that when the person go into the water and they come out of the water, they come out with less sin. This is why many of the tirat, when you go in there, they have a kund or a place of rainwater catching like a pool. But you will not see people going into the sea and bathing and then going into the temple. The water is called to take away my sins, so wash your foot first. Even if you go in the Golden Temple in India, which is not strict Hindu, in the Sikh temple then, they make you wash your foot first, wash your hand, and then go to see God. In many instances, you have to wet your body, just as we just wet ourselves in the river or bathe before you offer the tarpan, Pitrapaksh coming. That river water is taking the sin off your body. So where we go in is really supposed, and Nick, sorry to put you on the spot, but where we go in is really supposed to be river water. And what it is, the murti done, all the jeev, all the life done come out. So you are not supposed to be calling, when listen to where your pundit is be saying, Chandan Danam, Ganesh Baba Awahanam, come, I'm calling you. In every puja you have at home, that is the mode. That is how it is work. I calling you, come accept arti. I calling you, come accept laddu. I calling you, come accept sindur. I don't bid him farewell here. I take out the life, the 5 stop. And when I reach by the river now, I calling you to come back. I bathing you with milk. Come back and sit down in the murti. That have a little improvement to me. What the person is go, they is go to offer, if they offer dar or flowers, they is offer dar to dirty matter. That is offer water for the river, that you is the one. When you hear people going Ganga, Dashara, the river is what will take away my sin. The water is a purifying agent in Hinduism. And we touch, if there is fish out a bucket of water and everybody got to take a little bit and pass it on the body. Who God bless could swim, I is not one of them. Who God bless could swim, there's one to go in the river. But why did this go? Is that when you take that dip, you are praying all the residual sin. You will hear it in tomorrow night discourse. If I cause trouble, if I, this mouth, while I was sharing the food, people talking and I 1 or 2 little extra to carry, fall in somebody's food and I jut out the food. God, in whichever way I contaminate this prayers, I corrupt this prayers, forgive me. That is when we chanting the Shama Pratna or the forgiveness prayers. When that is being done by the river, everybody just touch the water. People does do prayers by the beach, but not in the correct way. You ever see somebody bow to sea water? It they have no blessing to bow to sea water, yet it's bow to the land, the earth. The sea water is something that does not have the ability to take away sin. This is why this whole thing related when Ramayana, when Sri Ram pulled the arrow against Varun, it have different kata where the water get the shrap. But the river now, she is Ganga. She's the one, if you touch the ashes, the soul get salvation. In many examples. Prem Sabolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Thank you for reminding me about my question. God bless. And I hope I answered. Why? Did it? No? Not why? I know I put you in a position. I say it. I know I put him in a position. Because we had all estimates to go which beach?
Yeah, the initial plan was to go to Quina, but after this kata, it seems like we'll have some logistical rearrangements.
I take it on me. But what we just do, bring in the water after the matikur, is the guiding light. You know what you would do if the prayers was being done in your yard. But sometimes for the family lime on the beach, for the gathering effect, and also because we really don't have good rivers. This is the other trouble. We don't have rivers like what you see in Guyana where the bank is long and it is accessible. So the easier thing, side the road for many people is to go Manzalina, to go where they build up a beach resort like, how you call yours? Waiting? Clifton Hill. No, and they build up where we gone at time, Queenam. And we gone Queenam at time? Yeah. How they develop that area, it's very conducive to park your car on the beach riding. All those things factor in for convenience. But river, like if we had to go Valencia River or one of those remote places, Even Gangadhara, to find that place is a good walk that many elders or wheelchair people would not be able to access. So it have a reason why they just go, but it is not a religious reason.
And you surely want to know if a river is not accessible, if a pond is...
Yes, a pond could work because it is not salt water. The water is, once it is not stagnant drain water. When the water, some people say, let me go by the drain and do have a pond, right? But if the water is black and it has no oxygen, we don't go there. But if the pond surviving with, let me say, a little water lily or it have a fish in it, perfect. That is the definition and the place to go for Mati Kurd. Not only Ganesh, but for any Murti, Naratam, etc.
So thanks for this information, Baba. And it means that the temple committee will have to convene an emergency meeting tonight. And we will share the updates through our social media platforms and through word of mouth. I'm not going to pass the mic. Too late to do that. But we will keep everyone updated on the logistics for tomorrow night. And we hope you all join us as well.
Principal Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. To give you a little insight for tomorrow night, Baba do puja, you do Murti puja. I go help on this side. I go stay on this side where the group is with a different deity, doing prayers, stotra for these forms. So if you come and you are able to do all the prayers, and then I go bust out, I go leave singing and praying, will continue, and I'll come back to facilitate the whole Visarjan part, to guide you and to be with you, to bathe the Murti. Everything prayers-wise, you're doing it, The offering and the milk, who have coconut water, who want to bring all those things, it's doing. We're just doing it here. And when we start to do the Visarjan process, where you're taking out the life of the Murti, when you do it, it come like the coffin now. When the coffin leave the yard, no more puja. Just to dispose of it. The energy or the devata is out of this Murti. Everybody understand, right? If you have questions, I understand that your pundit putting you in trouble. I take it all. It's my fault. It's I who said it. Don't blame them. Don't vex with them. Work with them. But it gets easier because I think in the area it have a close couple of options that we could go by. And everybody is more option for you to come and do prayers. Most important. Right? Prem Sabolo Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Sorry again. Everybody, this brings us to the end of this evening's discourse. Let's all stand. Putting your hands together, preparing yourself for Arti now. It's time for Arti. This Arti, I don't know if you ever heard it before. This is an Anupjalota Arti from 1984, 82. If you see the picture, Auntie Shelley, he was young. First time I heard that, I think Nicholas have it in the phone. But I fell in love with it. Easy to remember. Jai Jagadisha. The tune, we home here, we might use it more often. So everybody could sing along. Easy words. Sajam cha varti sanyukta grahina yojitam mayam deepam grihana devesham Trailokya Timira. Two verses, just two verses. Timirapaham.
Jai Ganapati Deva, Swami Jai Ganapati Deva. Charan Sharan Mujhe Dije, Charan Sharan Mujhe Dije, O Satgati Deva.
Everybody.
Om
Jai Ganapati Deva.
Gajanana Gajakarna Vakratunda Deva, Swami Vakratunda Deva. Baite Moshak Vahan, Baite Moshak Vahan, Shivananda Deva.
Om Jai Ganapati Deva.
Sindura Varana Tumhara Ati Mangalakari, Swami Ati Mangalakari. Dekh dekh tar ulse सतगति देवा
ॐ जय गणपति देवा
ॐ
जय गणपति देवा
Everybody, let me
ॐ
chant a little
जय
bit.
गणपति देवा
Gauri Ganesh Uma Mahesh Parvati Nandana Shri. Come on, everybody.
गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश
Sharanam Ganesh,
शरणं गणेश
शरणं गणेश शरणं गणेश
Shivanandana
गणपति गणेश शिवनन्दन गणपति गणेश गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नन्दन श्री गणेश गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नन्दन श्री गणेश
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh. Everybody.
शरणं गणेश शरणं गणेश
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh.
शरणं गणेश शरणं गणेश शिवनन्दन गणपति गणेश शिवनन्दन गणपति गणेश
Shivanandana
गणपति गणेश शिवनन्दन गणपति गणेश
Jesus. Gauri Ganesh Uma
महेश
Parvati
पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश
Parvati Nandana
श्री गणेश
Dear Lord, we've come to the end of our 10th night. We are on the doorstep of doing Shama Pratna, asking Paradhad, asking different cleansing mantras to forgive us of our past sin. Dear God, there is a prayer, that Aparadha Stotra, where the person's body is riddled with sickness and trouble because of things they would have done, things they would have said, the things they would have taught, mistakes we make with parents, with guru, bad talking brother, sister, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, hurting innocent people, falsely accusing people, and that karma comes back to bite. Dear God, on a night like tomorrow, when that stotra is chanted from the lips of Lord Vishnu, when he's worshipping Ganesh, when the elephant head is put on his body, and Mahavishnu blesses the person to listen to that discourse on that night, the Trayodasi night, when the vrat is about to close. Dear Lord, bless us. Bless us as, not Trayodasi, Chaturdashi, as the Anant Chaturdashi is coming. Bless us to be able to benefit again. We may know, God, give me the help, and learning, and realizing it, have more for me to learn about my dharma. Thank you for giving me the chance to listen and learn. Let the blessing, let the merit of doing this type of prayer, listening to the knowledge contained in our text, in our dharma, walk in my life, where I go to school, where I work, in my family, bring peace, bring health, bring protection, bring goodness. God, trouble doesn't take a holiday, and it doesn't give fanfare. Last night, we were praying here, and late in the night, somebody died on the M2. Accident in such a way that I'm sure those people were robbed of that last thought to put their mind on God. Prabhu, sickness and trouble could take anybody at any time. We as Hindu, we as your children, want that blessing for what we have done, what we have sacrificed for this yagya. Reward us, dear God, with that protection, with that perseverance, with that right attitude, that we could do better and we will have better by your grace. Together, everybody, as we conclude tonight, Tvameva Mata Cha Pita
Tvameva
Tvameva
Bandhu
Cha
Saka Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Vidya Dravidam Tvameva
Tvameva
Sarvam Mama Deva Deva
Tvameva
Sarvam Mama Deva Deva
Om Shanti
Shanti Shanti Hari Om.
Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Pauna Putra Hanuman ki Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai 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 Sitaram. Sitaram everybody.